Hi, I'm Valerie Campbell, founder of The Secret Vibe, author of She's Got That Vibe. And as you can see, I am not in London. I'm in sunny Orlando. And I'm sure you can see this beautiful, beautiful scene around me. So I'm staying with family and they've got such a beautiful relationship. For those that don't know me, I'm a relationship coach. And I'm sitting in this beautiful home with family, and this couple have been together for 26 years with 3 beautiful children. The house is full of love, and I thought to myself, there's so much to be learnt here. And so I asked the question, what does it take to maintain and keep a good, loving relationship? Now, they're actually pretty camera shy. So they said, Valerie, we're not going to speak on camera, but we'll give you some pointers, we'll give you some tips. So I'm about to share what those are. So the number one tip, and I'm going to quote it exactly as she said, trust and take your mind out of the gutter. She said this improves with maturity. And so I asked her to explain what she meant by this. And she said, if you're going to have negative thoughts about your partner, so for example, I think he's out there, I think he's cheating, then I'm going to act towards him from that place of negativity. And that's what's going to push him away. So she said that understanding came with maturity. So that's what she meant by take your mind out of the gutter. In other words, have positive thoughts about your husband. Believe in him, praise him. Don't think that he's out there. Don't let your mind run away thinking negative things about him. Number 2, she said, be young again. Do fun stuff together as if we were still in our teens. And so what they do is they drop the kids off to school and then they hit the theme parks. They just feel like they're just having fun. They're young. And she said that was a really important point. Number 3, random acts of reassurance. Till death do us part. And I said, what do you mean by reassurance? She said, reassurance that you're in it together through thick and thin. And tell each other that just randomly, a reminder of why you're there, why you're in it together. Point number 4, reflect on life and realize that people die. Life is short. Show appreciation for just being there, whether it's in words or actions, because you don't know how long you have that support system and that it can flop any day. And she actually told me a story about a friend of hers who actually visited a couple of days ago. And she said he's travelled with his wife to go to Jamaica to bury his mother. And while he was out there, his wife died. So he travelled back to Orlando with his wife's body to bury her. And she said it was things like this that really hit home with her. As you can see, it's really a bit windy today. So I'm hoping that it's not going to affect the quality of sound. So, point number 5, forget about it. All history, it's all history. Don't let history disrupt your positive energy. So what's gone on in the past arguments, don't argue about it, don't bring it up and make it a negative pop that you're going to keep referring to. So she said, forget about history. Don't let it disrupt your positive energy. And I believe this is point number 6. And I quote, she says, people do a lot of good, and the one moment that they mess up, they seem to be the worst person. She says, this is most difficult for me, but I try to switch to positive thoughts. Example, he's a great father, unlike no other. A typical man. She says, I won the jackpot. And then she says, he is, etc., etc., etc. So you can see that she has this deep appreciation for her partner. Point number 7, She says, give into some of his interests. Learn to accommodate. Point number 8, reflect on how other people are miserable and desperate and they appear lost after a breakup. She says, who wants to go through that? Who wants to go through that pain? So again, about appreciating it. Next point, I've lost drift now. I think it's number 8. And she says tolerance. Whether or not it's a disagreement, she says vent, and then make up. She says you've got to get it out of your system. You can't allow it to fester. And know that it's okay to have ups and downs that can be resolved because you're both in it together for that common goal. Next point, number 9, she says, give space. Let him miss you. She says, if he wants to go out, it's okay. If he wants to go out, it's okay. Allow him his space. And she says, while he's out, send flirting text messages, sexual texts. By the time he comes home, he's all over you. She laughs there. The next point, random, respectable acts of romance, hugs or kisses in front of the kids. She says that often they tend like they want to join in, and next minute they're all having a group hug. And she said it makes for a really loving family on the whole and teaches the kids for the future how to be with their families. Random road trips, adventures. It changes the environment for a few. Experience the world and make new memories together. Another point, frequent reflections on good times in the past. Pictures, conversations, actions, stimulating memory of good times. If you can relate to any of these points, just make a comment below and let me know if this is something that you can relate to, or maybe there's something that you're missing out in your relationship, or something that you think, I never really thought about that. Make a comment, let me know. She says here, at home, she goes at home alone, walk around with no clothes. She says, enough said. And I'm sure that we can fill in the gaps there. And then there was something that she said that was so profound and it brought tears to my eyes. She says, by the way, I always say, I hope I died before him because I would wither away. She says, I wouldn't last. Whether or not that shows how deep I feel, she doesn't know, but to me, she goes, I am serious. She feels like she would wither away. So you can really see the deep love that is between them. And the last part, she says, I believe quality of life is more important than the amount that you make, referring to money. She said this might not work at all, but in the past, him working has interfered with us not being able to see the kids play soccer or games or have that flexibility to do road trips. So there's been times where who's the breadwinner has alternated in the family. At the moment, she is the breadwinner. But it allows him time to be available for the kids, to take them to soccer, to drop off the kids, and have quality time. And so she says that when she's flexible, she has space or the opportunity to jump in. And so following on that, I can understand how at the moment, she says she's the breadwinner and he isn't. But if he wasn't taking care of the business at home, she wouldn't be able to do her business. So you can really see how they work together as a team. And they're such a loving family. And so in my stay here, I've learned so much. So much. the last point that she makes, I thought that was the end. She says, in general, though I really think life is too short, so any disagreements that pop up, I am the first to say, look how much valuable time we're wasting. And she makes a point of discussing and fixing this issue. She says people are dying every second. And sometimes I refer to mutual friends, like that story that I spoke earlier that she referred to. And I refer a lot to divert this energy into things that are important, like what we need to be doing together so that the kids and the family can enjoy one another. Because you never know. You never know. And one other thing, or the last thing, she says, at least once a week we have lunch dates without the kids while they're in school. She said sometimes it's just cheap dates. It's $15 between the both of us. And so you can see that I've really had a really rich in content, learning experience, just watching them and just learning from how they interact with one another. So I hope this video helps somebody out there. And if you want more information, just inbox me, because maybe you're not at this stage yet. Perhaps you haven't attracted your perfect partner as yet, and you're wanting to know how to do that. So inbox me, and I'll send you a free ebook that's entitled How to Attract Your Perfect Partner in 90 Days or Less. Yes, it is possible. I know you're probably thinking me, but there's some really good information in that ebook. It's completely free. Just inbox me and I'll send that off to you. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for listening. Again, I'm in sunny Orlando. I'll be leaving here soon, but I hope that wherever you are, you're having a wonderful time. The divine in me bows to the divine in you. Bye.